Back out here, January 2023. The water's gotten cold, fish is schooled up. We got a tournament Saturday, so we're out here looking for them. See if we can find you some. Last time we talked about heavy jigs versus light jigs, and I've been really going down to the heavy jigs to get down to these fish. Some fish are high, some fish are low. Really depends on the water clarity where you're at. Let's see here. Let's turn this boat here so we can get on good. Oh, what a way to start the day off with now, fellas. Look at that big old girl right there. That's wintertime crappie fishing right there. Yes, sir. That's a good way to start it off right there. See if we can get us another one. That'll get you warm and fuzzy on inside. It don't matter the temperature out here. Uh-oh, now we're coming up on one of them high schools. By high, I mean high in the water column. So he wasn't near as big as that single floater out there. But it's still fun. Let's see. A lot of times when you do one of those schools, you pick out one or two and they get a little spooky, even when you try to keep your distance. They see old Uncle Fred get snatched out. They wise up there after a time or two. Got another school located up high right here. Leave these up high fish. They're just not what we're looking for. Tell you what, they sure eat it though. Boy, some sharp hooks on them jigs. Unhook him from one spot and touch some skin that sticks him again. Let's see here. You know, I fish with braid. I fish with the 8-pound braid. I use that dye with Garand. I ain't sponsored by them or anything. I just really like it because it's limp. The only thing about some limp braid is it will wrap around that first guide. Whew, man, I mean, it'll drive you crazy sometimes. But it's real sensitive. Some people combat the problem with straight fluorocarbon. To me, with fluorocarbon, it's stiff and it shoots off the spool real bad. So you're gonna have a mess here or a mess down there. So kind of give and take, at least in my opinion. There may be a better fluorocarbon out there that I haven't tried. Oh, if that's a crappie, that's a haul right there. Yeah, if that's a crappie, that's a stud mama, and it is. Whoa. Yes, that's a stud mama right there. Let me show y'all something. I don't know if y'all can see that. See how far that fish sucked that thing down in there? You see how big that fish is? That's a good one right there. That's a hammer. Let me see what she weighs. I'm gonna have to adjust y'all. Old girl's a 188. 188. Big old girl. Them's the kind we like. You know, one thing with livescope out here is you know, it's you're looking at image interpretation. Sometimes you're not guessing correctly. I think in order to catch some of the biggest crappie in the lake, you're gonna catch some 4-pound bass. You're gonna catch a 5-pound striper. You know, you're gonna. I'd rather be safe than sorry pitching on them fish instead of going over a 3 or 4 pound crappie. I know we were in a tournament here last month, and we were just about to go, and wife had already pulled the brakes up back there, and I just happened to scan, and I mean, he was sitting there, and it almost looked too big to be one. And I told her, I said, give me just a second. I said, if this is a crappie, it's definitely one we need. And I pitched down there, and that thing turned right up, and it looked a little on the long side. I said, it might be a catfish, but it popped it. Set the hook on that fish, and it actually pulled, drag, and run. Wife's like, oh, it's a catfish, it's a catfish. I said, I don't know. There wasn't no head kicking. A lot of times, you know, they'll spin and head kick real hard. Dirty water, you couldn't really see it. He came on top of water. It's a 248, big fish, and it certainly helped out. So, like I said, don't be afraid to pitch on stuff. You know, there's nothing beats screen time. But even then, I don't care who you are. I don't think you can 100% accurately judge it all the time. So when in doubt, pitch on it, especially if it's a really good sized fish. I got the trolling motor in high right now. I'm just looking back and forth, kind of scanning. I know y'all see this remote in my hand. I'll turn this camera just a little bit back the way we work. I know y'all see me using the remote, scanning and looking, and you're like, well, I use my foot pedal. Hang on a second, I see a fish right here. Another good fish. But like I said, I use my remote a lot. Now, no, it doesn't free my hand up. That's why I like my longer rod to kind of take up my slack. I can control my bait better with a longer rod when I've just got one hand free. And what I've seen, I fished with a couple of guys. What I've seen lately that's got the foot control is that it's not, you know, you move that thing just a little bit and it makes a world of difference, especially out there 30, 40 feet. You got to really be able to move that thing, the foot pedal in small increments to stay on your bait and adjust it. And they had a hard time doing that. And that's one reason with that remote, I can just barely move that thing. I almost think that just a regular old cable driven foot steer would be the optimum. But everybody's got their own system and what works for them. And this right here works for me. All right, now I'm gonna run my range out and I'm gonna speed it up, see if we can find something, kind of cover some water here. This is a long creek we're in, and we're looking for some good fish. I'm not sitting here trying to catch everything. I just want a rough idea of what's in here and where to come back and hit on tournament day. There should be some little area in here that's got more kind of concentrated. It's gonna be a little bit better than the rest of it. In the last video, we were talking about the light jig versus the heavy jig. And I tell you that going a little heavier has helped me out. I know that, you know, profile has a lot to do with it. But I have noticed to me that when they're active, even when they're not active, it's like I've used a quarter and even the 3/8. It's a big heavy jig, and I think it displaces a lot of water as it falls and pushes that. And they don't necessarily have to see it, they can feel that thing. And there's a lot of times my wife will be using a small jig and she'll just crawl over them and no reaction. And I can pitch that thing over there, let that big jig, you know, now it's falling now. It's falling quick. You got to be on your game or you hit the fish. But let it fall on him and he'll just come over and eat it. Though that's not always the case, but it's definitely a tool to have in your arsenal. Y'all seen him run out there. just ain't. Them fish in them schools are just not the size we need. They're fun, but bigger fish seem to be loners. There's another one. Now to stay off the school, I'm gonna hit my brakes. Back the boat up a little bit. If you hadn't put brakes on your boat and you live scope, man, I tell you, you're missing out. You are missing out on that right there. Ow. Ooh, whew, man, that's a sharp hook. Y'all comment on the screen. I've got the LVS 34. I've had it since this summer. And when I first got it, I really, thought I had something. But here in the last probably month, I've developed a dead area. And I am not happy with that at all. I have heard others say the same thing. I wonder why it develops it. All right, so we pitched on there a time or two. They didn't really want that one. So we're gonna try a completely different profile. We're gonna go from a quarter to a 1/80th. Extreme, I know. Tangling around the dang tip again. I swear. It's aggravating. There it is. Ain't too bad. Still, the better fish are, man. Better fish don't seem to be in schools though. Well, if they don't want a tiny profile, and we've been catching them on big, let's go really big and gaudy. Pulled one out of there. Sure did. No, he sure wasn't no hammer. Oh. Oh, I believe that's another good crappie right there. It is. Now he liked it. Definitely think the bigger, more active profile in this cold weather is getting them to bite. getting them to notice it may be the biggest problem. Just shad everywhere. You got to have some in there that stands out from the, you know, acres and acres of shad. At least in our lakes around here in central North Carolina, you got a lot of shad. But still keep that tiny presentation in mind too, because I haven't caught a tournament fish on a minnow since early October, and it's all been on my hair jigs, and you know, it's just basically been switching between the large and the small profile. I probably shouldn't have caught this one right here. These fish are aggressive too. Man, they're aggressive. Now, if this is a crappie, this is a dang hammer. Yes, it is too, baby. Ooh, buddy. There are some hammers in here. There are some hammers in here. Another good one. I want y'all to look at this gill on that fish right there. That don't look natural to me. But anyways, another fine fish. Just keep moving. Like I said, I keep saying it, the schooling fish are not near the size as the singles. This one come out of school. Got to find them singles. If you just want fish to eat, find a school and chase them around. But, oh man, and I mean, they are eating it too. But as far as tournament fish, you got to find them singles. Alright, y'all. There's one more. I think we're going to about wrap this up. Every time you go fishing, you want to learn a little something. Today, we kind of figured out that you need to concentrate on the singles versus the schooling fish. And they like the larger, gaudier presentation today. Not nothing small and fine and minute. Some days are like that. Some days aren't. You just gotta, let the fish tell you what they like. But anyways, till next time, y'all remember to like and subscribe. We're gonna make our content come out a little sooner, and we should have some tournament footage this weekend. We have talked about it and just never worked out, but we're just gonna stick it back there and turn it on and see what happens. But stay tuned. We'll see y'all next time. Remember to like and subscribe.